ramp, and the cop showed up trying to bully me out of a parking spot, telling me there's no loitering. I'm sorry, are you saying that I can't enjoy the park? This is a public park. It says open to the public. Oh, but because I live out of a car, you think that you have the right to tell me that I can't enjoy the park. We've been over there dozens of times. I'd actually, here, let me show you. When I first came into the park, one of the reasons I went over there was to film content. I was also sitting in my car working when the cops pulled up trying to run me off. Look. When I first pulled up, here's the park. I'd actually filmed it. I went there to film the park. And it says on that sign, open to the public. So I go over there to film the park, make content. As you can see, I was working on a video. I go over there to film content, to showcase this quiet little sleepy town, how beautiful it is in the summer. And the cops pull up. There's the boat that it says, there's the sign to get down there. Pulling in. I pull up. I'm clipping a video. I'm making this video. I was going to get out of the car so that I could film the water. You guys walked down to the water in my last live with me. And as you can see, there was plenty of parking in that parking lot. So the cops pull up and they're like, you can't be parked here. So I go and find a different parking spot. Then they start circling me like a vulture for about 20 minutes. I was on live at this point. And I'm like, you guys, they're trying to run me off. Like, look at this. This is crazy. So then a cop walks up to the window and he's like, what are you doing here? I'm baking cookies. I'm feeding my cat. I'm feeding my pet alligator that's on the tailgate of my truck. I'm baking bread. I'm knitting a sweater. I'm playing ice hockey. I'm rollerblading with a monkey on top of my head. I'm joining the circus. This is where we're meeting. This park. What do you mean, what am I doing? What do you mean, what am I doing? What are you doing? Not your job. No, you're not. You're harassing a homeless woman right now. That's what you're doing. What are you not doing is what I should have said. What are you not doing? Like, can you believe this? It's all in my last live. So the cop's standing at the door. We're having words. And this SOB then tells me that I need to drop my attitude when he is harassing me in a public space. I wish I had money. I can't wait till I have money and I can start suing these fuckers. I'm going to take back all of our power. It might take me 20 years, but this stuff's going to stop. Imagine you're sitting in a public park enjoying the birds. You're doing a little work on your computer because you work from home. You've been there about 3.5 to 5 minutes. And the cops show up, start circling you like a vulture. 2 of them make contact with you. One says you can't be parked here, and then the other one says, what are you doing here? And it's a park. Lord, they got music on. So many cops are so simple-minded. They think that everybody is the same because they ain't been on the job long enough. Those little shitheads probably don't have a decade combined, and that's not enough time. Shit, and I don't even think that you should allow them out there till they're about a 43. Don't cut them loose till 40s. I wish. That'll never happen. Yeah, it was crazy. I'm like, what is going on right now? Over the borderline. I was hooking up to the Wi-Fi. Gotta have that Wi-Fi. Yeah, that was crazy. Absolutely crazy. I didn't deserve any of that. Never do. I mean, are we just going to let it get to the point to where rent prices and home prices continue to rise and people still can't afford it because they're not making enough money, and then all these people fall into homelessness or they get laid off and they're homeless? Is it going to get to the point to where because they're actively producing laws to lock homeless people up. So is it going to get to the point that we just have prisons full of homeless people? I mean, because it's kind of already that way anyway. So I'm just wondering, are they going to outlaw homelessness to the point that we just have nothing but prison systems full of homeless people? Because, in certain states, it's illegal to sleep in your car. And in a lot of states, they can take you to jail for simply, they call it trespassing. Say you're homeless and you sleep outside of a storefront. Cops show up and take you to jail for loitering or trespassing. It's that easy to go to jail as a homeless person. And they'll lock you up just to get you off the street because you're a nuisance. But there's really nowhere else for these people to go, so that whole interaction was so wrong. People are fucking wild, y'all. Listen, you want to hear this email I got from some guy? Let me wet my whistle because this is crazy. Hold on. Who do I need to block? Oh. No, you can't find a pro bono lawyer. You can't even find a lawyer. What are you talking about? Tell me you have no clue what's going on in the world right now without telling me. We need lawyers. We need first responders. We need cops. We need nurses. We need doctors. You can't find anybody to do shit for free anymore. People are having problems getting help with what is it called? Accident injury law. All systems are down. Listen to this weird email that I got. I don't know when this was. My eyes are watering so bad. The pollen in the air is like really bothering me. And I also got mascara in them when I was taking a shower. Some dude says, I just watched your video. Take a chance. Just come to Myrtle Beach and you'll have a place warm to stay and drive for a week until the weather breaks. And I never responded because I just saw it. Well, apparently he said something on my channel that got him blocked because his follow-up email was, sorry to see you block me from your YouTube page. I was only trying to help. No, sir, you were trying to get your dick wet. Stop with the buffoonery. You don't need everybody's help. This is exactly what I meant. Ladies, absolutely not. You're better off on the fucking streets fighting every day than being in some weird pervert's house that wants to use you and abuse you. This is crazy. Only a pervert would think that this email exchange is normal. I never talked to this person, never sent him an email. And as you can see, come to Myrtle Beach and you'll have a warm place to stay. I have a warm place to stay. What are you saying? Until the weather breaks. Sorry to see you block me from your YouTube page. I was only trying to. No, you weren't. You were trying to use some girl down on her luck that you probably assumed was on drugs. Like, stop with the bullshit. Ugh. See what I go through? They never listen to the fact that I refuse to behave that way, and that's why I'm living out of a car. Otherwise, I'd still be stripping. You know what I mean? Like, I digress. Those cops were crazy, weren't they? Weren't they? They think they can just bully me out of a parking spot. At that point, like I said, like I showed y'all, I was there to film. I started filming a video because I was going to show the water and I was going to enjoy the sights. And then the cops show up. And it'll get to the point to where they're gonna take you to jail for living out of a car. It's already illegal. You know, the crazy thing is when I pulled up, somebody was smoking weed in the parking lot. They didn't have shit to say about that. No, they was worried about the homeless girl in her truck working. Crazy. Did you hear me say, oh, well, I got a fishing pole back there? He's like, well, you can't fish here. I said, I wasn't planning on it. I was just trying to get him to take note of the fact that I have camping gear back there. So I'm out here trying to enjoy the park. Like, I wasn't going to set up camp. He knew better than that. He knew better than that. He thought that just driving back and forth behind me like they did for 20 minutes, he thought that that was enough to intimidate me to leave. He comes up to the window. What are you doing? What are you doing? Matter of fact, what are you not doing that you need to be doing? You need me to go find your job for you? Because I'm sure there's some crime you need to be solving right now. But instead, you worried about a homeless woman out here trying to work. What is wrong with them? They say we got mental problems. I think they got mental problems. The audacity. You need to drop the attitude. You need to go find your job. You need to go do your job. But something tells me that the reason you're on boat duty is because you already failed at doing your job one too many fucking times. Paul Blart parking lot patrol. It's crazy. Yeah, that was wild, wasn't it? That's what they do. That's what I went through every day last year. That's why I've been in Florida. They don't act like that there. They're happy with themselves. Only people that are absolutely miserable act like that. Like they're literally sitting in the parking lot looking for problems. You heard what I said when I walked out. I said, I don't even want to be here. It's because they locked me up for more crimes I didn't commit that I have a court date, and that's why I'm here. That officer's windows was down, and I wanted him to hear me, so I shouted that. It's your fault I'm even in this situation. Got me in damn North Carolina in the damn peak hottie summer months, missing all the hotties in damn Florida. Everybody vacationing but me. And did I mention the thousands of dollars that I had to damn come up with that I still owe for bond to get my ass out so I didn't lose everything? Like, it's not like I can call mom and daddy, you know? They're dead. So, yeah, it was crazy. It was absolutely crazy. Screw them officers. Fucking starting beef. They need to take lessons on fucking empathy at the damn academy. Seriously. Did y'all see that Jeep again? In that short? That was the same car. 100%. The license plate was the same. LAX 2150, I do believe. I might have the 50 and the 21 reversed because I have dyslexia. I have dyslexia. So sometimes I usually come up with a jingle. LAX 2150, LAX 2150. I usually come up with a song to remember it, and then I'll put it in my notes app if I don't have my phone. But if I have my phone, then I immediately put down the tag number in my phone when cars are being suspicious like that. And I've had it happen so much, I knew exactly what was going on. They were headed towards those railroad tracks. Right where I was when I was on live. I wonder what would have happened if my phone wouldn't have been spotty and I wouldn't have turned around. Duke University prepares for job cuts. You don't say. So when do you think the recession's going to happen? I'm kind of hungry. I wonder what I want. I could make something. What do I got? I got beef jerky. I got protein. I don't want any more protein today. I had enough protein. Let's do a girl dinner. Ugh. I know I have that Subway, but working out like I do, you're gonna need some food. I'm actually losing weight, and I need to not lose weight. I wish this avocado was ready. I don't understand. Where's that lemon pepper tuna? What a day. Do I even have any mayonnaise? Yes. Cook with Brooke in a McDonald's parking lot. I got extra lemon. For the lemon pepper chicken, and I want some honey too. I need a bowl. I need a bowl. Oh, this is gonna make a mess. I need a trash bag. He says there's no camping here. What makes you think I'm camping here? Did I pitch a tent? Am I taking a piss in the parking lot? Am I cooking on a stove? Am I cooking on a fire right now? What makes you think I want to stay in this parking lot? I came to film and work and enjoy the scenery. And I ain't even allowed to do that. They just ain't got nothing better to do, and they just wanted to mess with the only fucking girl out there that they just wanted to mess with some poor woman, okay? That's what they do up there on the mountain. It's crazy. You want to hear something crazy? When I went to get a restraining order against my abuser, the judge in court, he said, "Why are you just doing something about this now?" I said, "Sir, I'm from Stokes County." He said, "Oh, God." He said, "Yeah, they do it differently up there on the mountain." He was talking about corruption. I need crackers. I want to eat this with some crackers. I got this guy being a creep. Of course. Oh, thank you. Some girl, VEM 1152. Some girl just stopped and said, "I see you, abs." Did y'all hear that lady? Oh, she was so funny. Damn, girl, I wish I had that ice cream cone you had in your hand. You want to trade? I'll give you tuna, you give me your ice cream. She said, "I see abs." I was like, and I was trying to get his license plate because I come out of the bathroom and I saw this guy like staring me down, being weird. And he didn't have no McDonald's food. This is a McDonald's parking lot. Ladies, this is how you profile. What the fuck is he doing here? Is he potentially eating? I didn't see no McDonald's. Is he using the Wi-Fi? Maybe. That's likely. But when I come out of the McDonald's, he was staring me down out the open car window, you know? So I was like, "Oh, hey." Like, hey. And he's been sitting there the whole time I've been on live. And then I get out the car, and he's pulling off, staring me down again. Like, what is going on? Can I get my face back? Last time I checked, this was my face. So if I could keep it, that would be great. Damn Ed Gein. That was a hair. The lemon juice. We're going to use that in water. That girl is funny. Oh, hey, girl. Oh, I had another lady today at McDonald's that say, hey, girl. She said, Brooke, you're back in town. I said, yeah, unfortunately for a little while. This was after I got off a live with y'all at McDonald's. I was pulling out of the parking space, and this girl had her door open, and I was like, is she getting out? And I didn't know, and then I went to pull out, and then I rolled the window down. I was like, hey, I wasn't trying to cut you off. She's like, Brooke, you're back in town. And then the whole town knew. Not because of her. They already knew. They already knew 2 days ago. Remember when I was trying to work out at the park? Like, come on, man. Small towns, man. It just creates so much BS. Nobody knows, like, some people know how to mind their business. That lady I saw at McDonald's, she don't seem like the type that would come be like, oh, yeah, I saw her outside of McDonald's. But you never know. And I wasn't doing nothing wrong. I was pulling out of a parking space. I was on the phone with y'all. Yeah, girl. Everybody in town already knows. Oh, you know, it's crazy because I don't know nobody from that town. Not one person. But somehow, yo, that's wild now that I think about it. I know people in passing that I used to wait on at the bar, wait on at the winery, wait on at the restaurant. But I don't know nobody. You know what I mean? What is this? I need a fork. I'll take a spoon. I swear to God, if I get one more item out of that basket with hair... Every time I grab something out of that basket, my hair comes with it. God, the pleasure of having long hair. You find it everywhere. So I've never had this lemon pepper chicken before, but I put a little bit of extra lemon juice in it to kind of add some liquid back into it so it's not so dry. Mayonnaise. I usually do the sweet and spicy. That's my favorite. I like the way this is breaking up, though. Maybe from the lemon juice. Let's try it. With the honey, oh my God. It needs more lemon. Yes, come to mama. Oh yeah. God, I'm glad I didn't do this at the park. I probably would have been arrested for eating in public. I would have went to jail for eating in public. Oh God, she's got a pack of tuna. Shoot her. Take her out. She's got tuna. She's got tuna. What an asshole. They would have killed me dead. You know, the crazy thing is he walked up to the car. He had all that to say about me being in that parking spot. He didn't say shit about all these weapons hanging out my dash in his view. Man, I swear to God, the psychology behind this shit is just starting to come to me now, man. I'm starting to see shit differently. Good thing I wasn't busted eating in public. I know I eat like a savage. I probably ought to be taken to jail for the way that I eat. I'm a repeat offender of being messy AF, okay? I wolf that stuff down like I'm an inmate. I do. It's, oh God, it's like, I won't lie or deny that I ought to be taken to jail for the way I eat, but what a prick. They literally have nothing better to do. They think everybody's the same. They don't think that people change. Hell, people don't change because you won't let them. I'm over here trying to work on a Saturday afternoon, and you starting stuff. That's good. I didn't know if I was going to like it. It's delicious. Chicken Sally. Lemon pepper. Lemon in the summer is so good. God, y'all. I got an allergy pill somewhere. But if I take it, it'll knock me out. And I gotta wait to go to bed till the sun goes down. I need an allergy pill. My eyes hurt so bad. I feel like I've had contacts in. You ever get pollen in your eyes and you can actually feel it moving around on your eyeball, between your eyelid and your eyeball? Ugh, that's what it feels like grainy. I got some eye drops. Maybe I should try those. People be like, oh, profiling's bad. And first of all, no, it's not. Racially profiling, absolutely, that is horrible. Two different things. But that's exactly what the police just did to me. They saw my windows were blacked out. They know I'm a van lifer. And they're trying to run me off from a park because they think that I'm going to camp there overnight. First of all, y'all know how I am about parking spaces. I'm very cautious because I know better than more than most people that you cannot park everywhere. And I talk about this all the time. They were absolutely profiling me based off the fact that I'm a van lifer. All I'm going to say is you don't want to make an enemy out of me. I'll never forget your name. I'll go to heaven cursing your name to damn hell. Damning you to hell. Evil asses. I'll never forget. I remember every probation officer that fucked me over. I remember every CPS worker that fucked me over. I remember the detectives that wrongfully convicted me twice. I'll never forget. I'll let society know who the real you is. I'll never forget. I'll go to my grave talking about how crooked and corrupt you were as an officer. Protect and serve my left gonad. And they know women that live out of their car are disproportionately targeted because of their circumstances. And instead of trying to, if you thought I was going to sleep there and your job is to protect and serve, then why don't you approach me and say, hey, you can't sleep here, but I do know that you might be able to park over here. You might be able to park over there. No, they don't do that. Because they're looking for a fucking problem. They don't have any resolution because they're too dumb. They don't want resolution. They want to keep people enslaved in a fucking system. Officers like that. Not all of them. Officers like we just had to deal with. And they didn't take that job to help people. They took that job so they had a little bit of fucking power. It looks good on the outside. It's the only other thing they could get into. And the departments are so desperate, they'll pretty much take anybody. This is so good. I do think the more lemon, the better, though. If I do say so myself. Never have too much lime or lemon. Lemon. God, my eyes hurt. Oh, and then I heard him say something to the other guy about drinking. I don't know. Okay, so the black guy said to the white guy something about a breathalyzer as I was passing by when I got out of the car and was walking down to the water. I don't know what he was saying, but yeah. I wish they woulda. I wish they woulda. Then I'd have it on camera. I couldn't do nothing about it. I still couldn't sue. Even though that's illegal as fuck. I've already had 10 of these instances, at least 10 in my life, take place. So, it would have been the same shit, different day. At least it would have been on camera and it would have opened some people's eyes to the illegal corruption, the illegal bullshit and corruption that they implement on homeless people. I almost turned around and said, "What are you getting at?" But I didn't. I shut my mouth. I kept going. And I don't think I did shut my mouth, but I kept talking about what I was talking about. They had no probable cause to ask for a breathalyzer because I'm not drunk. But because I have 2 DWIs on my record, one from 2009 and the other one from 2014, which was over 10 years ago, because of that, that's what they were probably chattering about. Because they had already run my tags at this point. Probably saw all these little notes from other officers, probably believe in lies like half the internet does. It's just how it is, man. It's just how it is. But if he would have demanded for me to take a breathalyzer and then I would have passed it, he would have been fucked. That's illegal as hell. There was no reason to even be messing with me. I was minding my business on my phone. And I literally just pulled up. And this is what they do. And it'll only get worse because society is living with blinders on. Well, they'll live with blinders on until it happens to one of their loved ones or them. Oh, I need eye drops. My eyes hurt so bad. Where's those other wipes? The blue wipes. Oh. Oh. Y'all. What a day. Stalked by some stalkers off the internet, then stalked by the police. It's crazy. I'm glad I didn't use this so I don't have to clean it. These have Fabuloso on them, so I just like to make sure that that smell of tuna is out. I'm sure the lemon helped with it, but just to make sure. Ah! That needs to dry. Uh-oh. And that looked like the same officer from a year ago that got me down at the river and was saying all that perverted shit. And now I'm sitting here like, that's even scarier that his body camera was off. That never even dawned on me. He wouldn't have said that if his body camera was on. I was parked out on this bridge one night. It's not a bridge. It was like the country. And there's a bridge next to the road. And it was a full moon, and it was like a fall night. I'd gotten off of work from the winery that I was working at, and I said, I'm going to go enjoy the full moon next to the river. I was there for 20 minutes before this cop pulled up. Stokes County. Same cruiser, same type of cruiser that we saw today. And I saw his lights coming through, and I rolled down the window, and I was sitting in the back, and he's like, what are you doing? And I literally like had on like a face mask. I'm in my moo-moo, and I got like a toboggan on, and I got earplugs in, and you can tell that I'm like about to fall asleep, like, you know. And he's like, what are you doing? And I'm laying in bed. Once again, I'm changing my truck tires. I'm changing a dirty diaper. I'm teaching English. I'm milking a cow. What does it look like I'm doing? I'm getting ready for bed, Officer Smarty. Not so much. So he says, well, you can't be parked here, da-da-da-da. Why? Because he said so. There's no law preventing it. It's a state road. Matter of fact, I have every right to be there. That's the best place to go in most states, is some state roads, some private, like it's state land near state parks, okay? So he says, you can't be parked here. And he's like, but you can go down here and park, da-da-da-da-da-da. And then he hits me with you're fine. I bet your man is happy. I bet he's happy to be with you. And I'm out on this dark country road with this officer saying this unprofessional shit. And I'm thinking in my head, oh God, this is where I get murdered. And don't say it ain't so, because there's a bunch of them that have fucking done it. Do I need to go find a report? You want me to find one right now? There's been tons of cops that were serial killers. And they got by with it for years because of the fact that they were a cop. And this is the perfect town, and I'm the perfect victim. It's just crazy. And then, so he says, I bet your man's happy to be with you or something. And at that point, I was like, yeah, he is. Great relationship. And I'm single as fuck, have been for almost half a decade. So I played it off by saying, yeah, my man's happy. Yeah, we're happy. And you know, it took me forever to get to sleep because I was so scared that this fucker was going to try something. Like, I didn't know if he was going to come down to the river and knock on the door and get me to open the door. And then, you don't know. Worse things have happened. Worse things have happened. You just got to be careful out here nowadays. It's not the world that it used to be, where these people that are in positions of professionalism are professional. They're not. Hell, do y'all know how bad nurses are? I'll just leave it at most hospital ERs are brothels. For free. It's worse. They ain't even making money. They just sleeping with everybody for free. Like, the pervertedness in these industries is ridiculous. I'm not saying all. I'm saying the upcoming generation is a little weird, okay? I mean, for real, how many doctors have been arrested in the past few years for using their position of power to be perverts? Gym instructor or gymnast doctors and stuff, like, and then cops too. They're always getting wrapped up in some perverted shit, child pornography, stalking women. Like, it's just human nature. People are just, they're self-led, they're self-motivated. They go after what they want in that moment. It's just the way things is. There's no ethics or morals anymore. Everybody's a whore, so you gotta be one too. I'm joking. Please don't. Love yourself more than that. I'm putting some of this lemon juice in here. Make a little lemon water. Try not to make a mess. It's actually coming out really good. It looks like an IV drip. It's probably gonna be more than enough. This tuna stinks, fam. Yeah, I'd found the video of Jonathan Joss right before he was shot when he was acting erratic, walking down the street with a pitchfork, telling his neighbors that he can do whatever he wants, and he's acting all erratic. And it's clear to me, in my opinion, that he's probably on methamphetamine or some sort of speed. And I was sitting there trying to clip that video, so I'm sitting here minding my business, and I'm like, what, making a short. And I look over, and the cop has got his whole window rolled down trying to get my attention. And I'm like, yes. And he's like, you can't be parked here. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'll move. So I moved to a different parking spot. And then they start swarming around me. And that's when I went live in my last video, because I picked up on what they were trying to do. They were trying to run me off. Listen. You might have been able to treat me like that last year. You're not going to treat me like that this year. That's why I said I'm getting out of the car to enjoy the park. Am I allowed to enjoy the park? Because that's what I went there to do, was film a video. I already have half of the video made before they rudely interrupted me. Come on, let's find a trash can, because I don't want this tuna in my car, man. This shit is loud. Hey, good things do happen. Yeah, like I told you, there's no homeless people in that town. I was the only one. And when I had I lost my car for 2 days because I was going to relinquish it because I didn't have the payment. They absolutely drove me insane. They actually offered to drive me to the worst drug-ridden area. They said, why don't we give you a ride to the Huddle House? There's no shower. There's no resources there. It's in the middle of the woods. It's a truck stop, which is extremely dangerous in itself. And then it's a known area for drug addicts. That's where the cops offered to take me when I was walking down the street. I said, absolutely not. I don't understand what they be doing, man. I really don't. Where's my phone? I don't understand what they do and why they do it. I don't think it's all politics. I think it's their personal beliefs and values shining through. Yeah, that was crazy. What a day. What a day, yo. Did they ever catch that douche canoosh? They caught the one guy. The old sheriff. What did he was a murderer. Arkansas sheriff escapes prison. Wasn't that Arkansas? Yes. He murdered a woman. Wasn't he in there for rape and murder? And he was the ex-sheriff. Grant Hardin, 56. He actually escaped prison. He walked out in a makeshift law enforcement uniform like 2 weeks ago or a week ago. He actually was in jail for R-word and murder, if I'm not mistaken. And he used to be the old sheriff. The U.S. Border Patrol agents in Arkansas, they found him near Izard Creek, County Creek, after tracking dogs picked him up. He was the Devil in the Ozarks murderer. He was charged with first-degree murder, first-degree murder and rape. And he was the sheriff, one of the sheriffs in Arkansas. So, yeah, it happens every freaking day. It happens every freaking day. And with a job like that, man, you can get by with so much because you can explain it off as you're a cop. Voyeurism, trespassing. You can get by with so much shit if you just have that uniform on and you're law enforcement. Think about it. Think about this guy. Remember this guy? Daniel Holtzclaw? Remember him? He raped like 10 women on patrol. They had one of the victims' DNA on the fly of his pants, of his uniform. Daniel Holtzclaw. He's a convicted rapist. He was convicted in December of 2015 of multiple counts of rape, sexual battery, and other offenses while on duty as an Oklahoma police officer. This rabbit hole is deep. There's so much on this, but he was convicted of 18 counts involving 8 different women. I thought it was about a dozen. I was close. According to the police investigators, he abused his position as an officer by running background checks to find information that could be used to coerce victims into sex. He would disproportionately target women that came from poor upbringings, that had previous criminal charges and or had been a prostitute and or a stripper or had a history with drugs. During the trial, the defense questioned the victim's credibility during those cross-examinations, bringing up their criminal records. So once again, we're blaming the victim while they're on the stand testifying against a rapist. Gotcha. Of the 13 women, it was 13 women, so I was closer. 13 women. Of the 13 women who accused him, several had criminal histories such as drug arrest, and all of them were African American. The prosecution argued that the victims were deliberately chosen by Holtzclaw for these reasons. And I would agree. He had an MO. Holtzclaw pled not guilty to all charges, but in December of 2015, he was convicted on 18 of the 36 charges, and he was sentenced to 263 years in prison. Yeah, so don't say it don't happen. Hold on, let's see. Serial killer cops. Let's see. Former Bay Area police officer turned serial killer in the 80s dies while on death row. When was this printed? September of 23. A Bay Area serial killer on death row at San Quentin Rehabilitation Center died of natural causes Friday. Anthony Soley, we've talked about him before. Anthony Soley, 79, was convicted and sentenced to death in 1986 for the brutal shooting and beating murders of 5 women and 1 man during a 6-month period in 1983. Soley was born in San Francisco and grew up in Millbrae, where he served on the police force from 1967 to 1974. In the late 70s, he quit policing and became an electrical contractor. He rented a hangar for his business in Burlingame, which became the scene of many of his crimes. He also invested in an escort service, used the service of sex worker, and became addicted to freebasing cocaine. Some of his victims were sex workers. The names of these people he killed were Catherine Barrett, 24, Barbara Stursey, 22, Gloria Jean Fravel, 24, Brenda Oakden, 19, Michael Thomas, 24, and Phyllis Melendez, 20. Soley beat, tortured, and raped Fairville before killing her with an axe. Barrett was stabbed 6 times, then hit over the head with a sledgehammer. Many of his other victims were shot in the back of their heads as they entered his hangar. Some of his victims were placed nude in metal drums filled with concrete, which he dumped in the Golden Gate Park in San Francisco. Well, he's dead now. Thank God. Thank God he's burning in hell. Ain't that crazy? There's got to be more than that. I bet there's ones going back every decade. Oh, his picture creeps me out. The Butcher of Blind Creek, Killer Cop. God, his mugshot creeps me out. You know what I mean? What is going on? Hello? Hey, Scott. Sounds worse than P. Diddy. I mean, P. Diddy, I wonder if he's going to get off or if he's going to actually be prosecuted. Gerald John Schaefer Jr. He was born in 1946 and died in 1995. He was a suspected serial killer known as the Killer Cop. He was described by prosecutor Robert Stone as the, quote, most sexually deviant person he had ever encountered. Schaefer was sentenced to 2 terms of life imprisonment at his 1973 trial to be served at the Florida State Prison. He was stabbed to death by a fellow inmate while incarcerated at this facility in 1995. Schaefer became known as the Killer Cop as he was a sheriff's deputy in Martin County, Florida. Martin? I think so. At the time of his initial arrest, he also became known as the Hangman due to his favored practice of binding restrained women to trees with the hangman's noose around their neck prior to their torture and murder. Ah, here we have it. He grew up with an alcoholic father and an abusive mother. That'll do it. Schaefer later described his childhood as a troubled and turbulent childhood, largely due to the frequent family relocation, so he doesn't have a stable home. That also causes massive problems behaviorally. His father's alcoholism and his father's frequent verbal abuse of his wife and children. So it was the father verbally abusing. Although what a creep. Oh God, by his teenage years, Schaefer had developed erotic fantasies of hurting women who he deemed worthy of his contempt. These fantasies eventually evolved into his developing a penchant for sadomasochism and bondage. He probably started with voyeurism. And deriving pleasure from inflicting pain upon himself occasionally as he wore women's underwear until he achieved, and at the same time, he would be choking himself. You know how many people they found dead like that? Typically, these sexual rituals involved Schaefer tying himself to a tree in rural locations. These fantasies would increase in terms of frequency and intensity with time, gradually dominating many of his waking hours. And this was in his teen years. He was on a one-path track to becoming a serial rapist and murderer. These types of behavior in teen years, the child needs to be institutionalized, in my opinion. There's no reform in this. It's only going to get worse. And clearly, it did. He also become a peeping Tom. What did I say? Voyeurism. Schaefer also become a peeping Tom in his mid-teens and is known to have developed the habit of cross-dressing. Although he dated in his high school years, several female classmates viewed him with disdain. You don't say. Wow. They're everywhere. They're everywhere. And it'll only get worse because of the brain rot that's taking place because of social media and porn. It's unfortunate. I wish the world was a different place, you guys. I really do. That was crazy. The cops, the perverts, the killer cops, the cop perverts. It's weird, man. So weird. What happens to you to make you like think that that behavior is normal? I don't know. Yeah, there are a lot of dirty cops. I've met a handful. Yeah, think about all the undocumented cases. Yeah, I know there was a woman not too long ago that was being stalked by a cop, and she went to the cops, and they ignored her worries until he showed back up to her house and had a gun and was threatening to kill her, and he was finally arrested for stalking. Hey, Maurice. You know? I don't know. I think that, I think that they know their position when they're perverts like that, and they use it to their advantage. And then, like I said, they can be spying on women and creeping through fields to see what people's doing. And I mean, their uniform, they can just be like, oh, it's just a cop doing his job. Nobody thinks twice about some cop that's peeking through the blinds, you know? I don't know. I'd never thought about how wearing that uniform, they could get by with a lot of stuff that me and you couldn't. We would think, if they saw us doing it, they think we were up to something nefarious. But if we see them doing it, we think that they're just doing their job. Do you get what I'm saying? The city ordinance. I don't know what that is. Are you saying that you started some like city organization? Y'all, sometimes I don't be understanding the texting thing. I wish the sun would go down. I'm tired. I'm ready to go to bed now that I ate. Oh. I wish tomorrow was Monday. I hate that it's Sunday. I have a camp stove. Oh. I think that too many people are sheep and they live with blinders on, and they want to, because the lack of intelligence, they don't know how to inspire themselves to think outside the box. A lack of intelligence leads to a lot of mistakes in life. People simply don't know better. I saw a post the other day of some girl from some show, some reality show. I think her name's Destiny, and I think it was like Love After Lockup or something. And she done got herself pregnant. She's got 5 kids, and none of them are in her custody. And some lady commented, why would she keep popping out babies? She's already got 5 kids, and she's pregnant again, and none of them are with her. And I jumped in the comments, and I was like, it's kind of not her fault. I said, it's a generational thing that carries on from generation to generation. It's a lack of intelligence. And then the lady responded and was like, that's a different point. She's like, I've never viewed it that way. I was like, yeah, they simply do not know better. There's people like me that are like, whoa, wait a minute. Maybe we shouldn't do this. And they learn from their mistakes. And my children are not mistakes, but I'm talking about the act of having unprotected sex with people that are losers. You grow up. Some people just keep making those same mistakes. They live in insanity. They live in insanity. They do the same thing. Insanity is doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result. That is the definition of insanity. So these girls that have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 kids, and they don't have custody of them, they don't know any better. They genuinely don't. It's a lack of intelligence. Not all of them, but a good portion of them. The same girls that are at Planned Parenthood every 3 months having another abortion. First of all, y'all should see the stats on that. It's mind-blowing. There are some women out here that use abortions as birth control, and they are in the abortion Planned Parenthood 4 times a year. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Poverty, we see this a lot in poverty-stricken communities. It's a lack of intelligence. It's also a generational thing. You know, the grandmama had the babies at 12, and then the child, the offspring, has a baby at 14, and then the grandchild is having a baby at 14, and it's a generational thing. It's sad. I'm just glad that I'm one of the people that realized how to turn it around and how to not fall back into the same tendencies. You know what I mean? A lot of people keep going down that same path. And creating more children to put into a system that's completely broken. I have a cooking stove. What is going on? What is going on? My son is with his father in a loving, Christian, stable home. I don't have a stable home. How could I have my kids a stable home? Riddle me this, Batman. Both of my children are with loving families that love them and take care of them and support them and give them everything that they need. My kids are very well taken care of. And in both cases, family tradition and family and community is front and center in their lives, and I'm happy for that. It's much better than what I could give them. I can't even take care of myself. But at least I know that, you know. I see the realities of society. At least I know that. Gen X. Yeah, people will try to kick you and say, oh, da-da-da-da-da-da, you don't want to do this, you don't want to do that. And it's like, I can't even do it for myself. How can I? It's not even, I can't even do it for myself. It's not that I don't want to. What do you think I'm doing now? You think that it's easy for me to come and open up about these things? Everything I say gets twisted around on me. Everything. Has anybody ever done this? Nope. Maybe this is why. Maybe these problems are not getting fixed because of the guilt and shame that society tries to put on young women who simply can't afford to put food on the table. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. And I've explained the stories of where my children are and why they're not with me several times. Several times. There's tons of videos on that. We've talked about this. I've actually talked about this to the point that I am like blue in the face over it. It's like people get hung up on things. They get hung up on lies. They read lies. They hear lies. They get hung up on it. And because I'm not the most sheepish person, they want to hate me for defending myself or the way that I say things. And I think society has gotten soft. I think that's what's wrong with society. And I'm not going to be soft and let people bully me. I know what happened. I was there. These fuckers were not there. They weren't there. They don't know me. They don't know my story. And I'm not going to allow it. I'm not going to allow it at all. What has happened to me and my family has happened to hundreds of thousands, if not millions of families in decades. It's not an isolated incident, and it still goes on. CPS breaks the law every day. And they will continue to do so until people start talking about these issues like I have for the past 2 years. And actually, it's been 5 years that I've talked about these issues. So, yeah. No one's, in my opinion, been vocal about these problems like I have. And I've committed to bringing awareness for the rest of my life one way or another. I don't care. I don't care. I'm committed. It's what's got to be done. And nobody is going to guilt or shame me into speaking my piece and telling the truth about what happened to me and my daughter and my family. My kids didn't deserve this. I didn't deserve this. What happened to me as a foster care kid, I didn't deserve. My mama didn't deserve her foster care upbringing. She sure as hell didn't deserve the toxic ass family that she had to grow up with. Neither did I. None of us deserved it. It's crazy to think that the state was involved in all 3 cases. My mother, mine, and my daughter's. It's crazy. That's how these things happen generationally. That's what I want to talk about this year. That's what I want to bring more focus to, because it needs to be talked about. In order to fix it, we have to address the problems. Exactly. We learn bad habits. Yep. These are learned behaviors. Having minimal issues will send you to hell. God said that you are supposed to be speaking his word and walking in his light and sharing his word, and doing that by teaching others his word and what he wants them to do. Living with blinders on is how you burn in hell for all of eternity. It's not an option for me. You see how people tell me I need a man? That's because people need people. See, most people are self-serving and they don't go about relationships in a rational manner. They jump into it. It's good for a while. And then they start to spiral. The relationship fails. And then they're on to the next person. See, that's the problem with society. That's why we've lost loyalty, honesty, and respect in relationships. That's why the divorce rate is what? Almost half. Because people have lost the morals and values that come behind having a healthy relationship. Everything out here is toxic. I see them. I see them. I refuse to fall into a toxic ass relationship. I refuse. I'll know when I meet the one. He'll know how to have a conversation. He'll be funny. He'll be witty. He'll probably be more analytical than me. Analyze everything probably more than me. Probably be smarter than me. I'm not falling into any traps anymore. People just jump into shit like they just changing pants. It's crazy to me. I ain't never been like that. Sure, I've dated some people, but I ain't never flip-flopped like that. If I dated somebody, it's because I was in it for the long run. It's just weird. So weird. Not everybody needs somebody. You need to learn to love yourself. That's how you start at being happy. The pursuit of happiness, it starts intrinsically. 100%. Cultivate your soul and you'll find happiness. Stop looking to other people that are toxic as fuck to fill your void. You need to learn to love yourself. Appreciate yourself. Respect yourself. And see how much your life changes. You'll have a whole new perspective. Start working out. Start eating healthier. Stop watching porn. Stay off the video game. Get outside. Touch some grass. Jump in a tree. Go do something in your community. Call up an old friend. Go have a beer and play some damn mini golf. Stop looking to fill the void with useless people who are only going to use you, treat you like shit. They might treat you good for a month, and then shit starts to crumble. True colors come out. That's why I tell y'all you need to wait 90 days before you even think about a sexual relationship with somebody, because it's only going to take about that time for them to show you who they really are and what their motives are. Not everybody that comes into your life wants to love you. They might say that. Oh yeah, they'll love bomb you. They'll love bomb you. Buy you little sweet nothings, take you to dinner, open the car door, and then after 90 days, they start belittling you, tearing down your character, gaslighting you, lying to your face. Their ex pops up all of a sudden. I ain't got time for none of that. None of that. No, thank you. I'll worry about a relationship when my career is off the ground and I can financially support myself. Unfortunately, being semi-attractive, it brings the worst kind of abusers out of society. You know, being in my position, I have all kinds of men trying to come at me and use me. It's crazy. That's kind of chilled out. But when I first opened my channel, it was really bad. It's just weird. So weird. I think using somebody is one of the worst things that you can do. It's just so violating to lead somebody on or to have ulterior motives. You know what I mean? They're mowing grass. Oh, I'm waiting for the sun to go down so I can go to bed. I hope I don't have any more problems out of the cops tonight. It's not even my fault that I have to be here. It's their fault. They charged me with crimes when I was the victim of a crime, for God's sakes. It's just crazy. I'm just glad I filmed it all, because I know 10 years from now I'm gonna clip that shit and we're gonna talk about it. It's just, I'm glad that I started recording everything. This is why. This is why. Because this shit's been going on for too long and I'm exhausted. I don't deserve none of this shit. I ain't never fooled with nobody like people fool with me. Y'all, I'm about to get up the road. I'm gonna go find parking for the night, change into some pajamas and get in bed. I wonder what time the sunset is. My skirt's starting not to fit. When we were walking across the parking lot, it was falling off of me. Jesus. Which is crazy because I'm at 130. And it's crazy because my clothes are falling off of me, but those clothes fit me when I was 130 fat. But they don't fit me at 130 fit. Muscle weighs more than fat. Sometimes when you're doing what I'm doing, the body remodification, the scale will go up because you're gaining muscle. 8:35. Jesus Christ. I got 2 more hours. Oh well, I'm gonna finish working and checking my email and reading for school. Perfect night to do it, you know what I mean? I think it's gonna cool off later. It's a little hot right now, but it should cool off in a little while. It's 88 degrees. $87. It'll be fine. Once the sun goes down, it'll cool off a lot. I'm gonna relax, you guys, and try to not have police interaction while I'm in North Carolina. This is how it is every time I come back here. The last time I was here, they literally followed me around for like 30 minutes. I would hit a back road and I was going to do laundry and I noticed the cops behind me. I come out of the laundromat, the cops behind me. I go down to the store, the Dollar General, to pick up some groceries. The cops are behind me. I passed the high school, or the middle, it's an elementary school. To go to my P.O. box, the cops were behind me. They were literally trying to run me out of town by harassing me and following me around these old backcountry roads. Swear to God on my life, I have no reason to fucking lie about this. This is why I was so, what's the word, upset last time. And I was like, I got to get the fuck out of here. I mean, there's footage of it. It's because they were fucking harassing me. It's crazy. I mean, it's illegal as fuck. It's past illegal. But what can you do when you're homeless and poor? Nothing. Nothing. Deal with it. Get the fuck out of town like I just did. They're calling, and I just filled up. So I'll be back at a half a tank in the morning because I had to leave because I'm being harassed. Like, it doesn't matter where I go. Once they know I'm there, they're just on me. If I go to Walmart and try to stay, they'll be fucking on me, making me leave. If I go to the fucking gym and try to stay, they'll be on me and make me fucking leave. They do not allow homeless people in Madison, North Carolina. There are none. I was the only one. And y'all saw what just happened, so the best thing for me to do is to get out of there before they decide to lock me up for sleeping in my car, because it's illegal to sleep in your car here. So they can absolutely send me to jail, charge me with a misdemeanor. I get locked up. I have no bond money, and then I lose everything. And they will do that. I wouldn't be the first. So I just got out of there, went and wasted what gas I had to get the fuck out. Same shit, different day. If I ain't running from damn cops, I'm running from damn Karens. It's crazy. They see the Chevrolet and the cowboy hat and they want to call the law on me because I'm in a public area chilling on my computer doing something, you know. It's just always somebody in my business. They don't know how to mind their business. I guess I must be important or some shit, because I don't know why all these people in my shit all the time when I'm out here trying to do the right things. You know how many people are out there drinking and driving on them backcountry roads right now? How many people was at that boat dock probably drunk in kayaks? And y'all worried about me? Matter of fact, when I pulled up, I smelled somebody smoking marijuana in the parking lot. But instead of the police doing their job trying to figure out where that marijuana smell was coming from, they were at my car door trying to get me to leave the park. A public park. All of it's recorded on my last live. What a day. You see why I didn't want to come back to North Carolina now? Had some pervert chasing me around town and then the cops stalking me. Don't nobody ever ask me why I moved to Florida, okay? Okay. Love you guys. We're going to talk in the morning. I'm probably going to wake up and try to work out. Probably do some arms again if I'm not sore, because I've been slacking on arms all week. But, yeah, we'll do something fun tomorrow. Maybe go see a park or something where the police won't show up and try to run us off. Oh, I love you guys so much. And I hope y'all have a good, safe Saturday night. Be safe out there. I'm taking my ass to bed as soon as the sun goes down. I'm going to work for a little while and do some schoolwork. But I hope that y'all stay safe, and we will talk tomorrow. And pray for me, because God knows I need it. And I'm praying for you guys. Bye, y'all. Sweet dreams.